Good morning, everybody. Chris Williams, West Hartford Town Council here. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a good Memorial Day weekend. Excuse my informal appearance, but this is sort of an urgent public service announcement, so I wanted to get to you this weekend. So on Friday, the Friday before a holiday weekend, the majority party added a resolution to the agenda for Tuesday's meeting on the 26th. And it has to do with expanding the ability of voters to vote by way of mail-in. And I'm not sure the public's going to be aware of this because it was dropped the Friday before the holiday weekend for a Tuesday meeting, so I wanted to make you aware of it. And what does the resolution seek to do? Two main things. The first is it calls on the General Assembly to convene in special election for the purpose of amending the general statutes to adopt changes in absentee voting for all future elections. There's also some municipal funding issues raised there. And secondarily, it calls on the General Assembly to convene for the purpose of adopting a joint resolution to amend the state constitution to permanently allow any voter to vote by absentee ballot for any reason, in perpetuity. And it puts that issue, asks that issue be put on the ballot in November. And even though I think it's wildly inappropriate for the majority party to put a resolution on the agenda for a Tuesday meeting the Friday before a holiday weekend without any committee debate, without any discussion, it's sort of serendipitous because it's Memorial Day weekend. And we're honoring this weekend those men and women who have served and passed while serving. And those men and women fought in part, among other issues, to protect the right of people to vote, voting access for all, and also to have elections, the results of which we trust. We honor those men and women this weekend, and we should each and every day. Because the issues of voter access and election integrity are intertwined and central to our democracy. But let's provide a little background on a jurisdictional issue that's here. So a year and a half ago, Mary Fay and I raised a resolution denouncing tolls. And we did that for a variety of reasons, but primarily we thought it would be bad for the town, bad for the infrastructure, and so forth and so on. In response, the majority party told us that tolls was outside of our jurisdiction, and so it was inappropriate for the town council to act on it. Now, since that time, what have we had? We've had a resolution from the majority party about guns, and now we have a resolution from the majority party about mail-in voting in perpetuity and constitutional amendments, in fact. So there's an inconsistency right there off the bat by the majority party in terms of what they think is appropriate for jurisdictional purposes for the West Hartford Town Council. But put that aside for a second, and let's look at the issue. We have a pandemic. It's very scary for many people. The governor has acknowledged that the August primaries may be an issue in terms of permitting people to vote safely. So what has he done? He's issued an executive order expanding mail-in voting for August. What the majority party on the town council now wants us to do is to expand mail-in voting forever, well beyond the pandemic, but for every election we have moving forward. And if you look at voting by mail-in, there are issues with it. There's concerns. There's concerns about ballots being rejected. There's concerns about ballots being rejected depending upon race. In other words, some races seem to be more adversely impacted than others, as we saw in the 2018 Florida gubernatorial race. There's issues about ballot harvesting. There's issues about ballots arriving too late and not being counted. At the end of the day, however you could slice and dice it, the issue is when you move towards a model from in-person voting to voting by mail-in ballot, you are removing an election official from the process. And the question becomes, if you move to mail-in voting, how do you secure and make sure that the safeguards provided by that election official are still there? And you have to have rigorous debate based on data to come to a conclusion. Having a resolution passed the Friday before a holiday weekend, or I shouldn't say passed, raised and put on the agenda the Friday before a holiday weekend for a vote on Tuesday, 3 days later, is not how you make good policy, particularly about an issue that is central to our democracy. This issue about mail-in voting needs to be decided by our state and federal leaders in broad daylight, and it needs to be data-driven. Hopefully, this pandemic winds down soon. We're already in phase 1. Phase 2 looks like it's going to happen in 3 weeks. It'd be great if we could maintain our model of voting in November. But if not, we need to make sure that whatever model we move to is tethered to the realities we face. We have a pandemic now in 2020. That doesn't mean, nor should it necessarily mean, that we need to change the way we vote forever. We need to have a debate based on science, data, and the Constitution, and a resolution raised on a Friday before a 3-day weekend for a meeting on Tuesday is not good policy. So I want to make you all aware of it because I know we're all busy, 3-day weekend, hopefully enjoying our friends and loved ones, maybe at a distance, unfortunately, or through Zoom. But did want to make you aware. Please stay informed. Have a great Memorial Day weekend, and hope you're hanging in there with the pandemic. Talk to you soon. Bye.